Hello, my beautiful train wrecks. This is Jill from Diamond Painting with the Edwards family. Pardon the dings. Um, Today is going to be an absolutely no thinking day. I don't want to think. I just want to. I just want to put stuff on the canvas. So we're going to be working with a lot of W's because that's pretty much what my brain can think about right now. Just getting it done. So I'll do a very quick spiel because yeah, I just wanna. Oh, there's my blankie. My blankie is over there. I need my blankie because it's cold in here. It is a big old whopping 64 degrees Fahrenheit in the room. I am layered up like an Eskimo. So, yeah. Um, Hi Sam. Etsy tray. Not Etsy. See, this is what I mean. Ephemera3d tray. Ugh. Really? I forgot to turn a light on. Yeah. I'm working with an Ephemera3d tray. Get down, Maxwell. And I am working. Get out. And I am working with pens. Amazon, Temu, and Michael's. The putty I'm using is CLOUT Alien Putty at MakeYourOwnWallet.com. Randa's Crafty Corner on Etsy. I have 2 of her putties, and then the Art Dot diamond paint. Keep calm and diamond paint. Sorry, train wreck. Yeah, see, I'll show them all. Art Dot. Keep calm and diamond paint on Clout. Oh, that's that. Yeah. Pardon me, guys. Train wreck. Randa's Crafty Corner. And the shadow. Sorry. Cover reminders, which I do not have any right now that are open. I don't. They're all filled. They're all being used. Temu, Michael's, Amazon. Are you a member of the train wrecks? Please join. We have so much fun. And I'm usually not this like, ugh, but I really feel horrible, guys. But I'm determined. Your conductor never fails the job. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do the most I can. Join our Facebook group. We have stickers. There's more coming. We're designing as we speak. So yeah, get some stickers. Put it in the when you join the group, the link. Hopefully it's a link, but sometimes it's not been. Hi Laurel. Just copy and paste that and put it in Facebook. You'll see us. We'll invite you, or we'll accept it, and then just message us in Messenger saying I want stickers. I want stickers. We'll give you stickers. Also, B's Crafty Corner. We have cover papers. Let me see if I can do these all in one giddy up and go. It's like playing cards, everybody. We have Crafty-ishKristyn, Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, the Pink and Black event, and we also have ours. Yay! Yay! And she's got more than just diamond painting people. She's got other wonderful things. See, look. Wonderful. Fabulous things. There's all kinds of designs. Go check her out. That is probably the craziest spiel I have done. I don't feel good, y'all. I did not wake up until noon, maybe. And I'm like, okay, what is the easiest thing to do? Just W's. A little specks of color, but mostly W's. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do W's. And a sprinkle of other things. So, how is everyone doing? Hopefully everyone is okay. I'm struggling just a little bit. Just tiny bit struggles. The struggle bus has knocked on the door today, but it's alright. Does anybody heard that Beatles, the George Harrison Beatles song? Here Comes the Sun. I was listening to that before I started. Just telling myself it's alright. So, I was watching some other fellow YouTube creators today. I was watching Bassing Girls Crafts. Shout out to her. She is the sweetest, kindest ever. I told her that I was going to do cross-stitch conversion, and she's like, here, give me the information. Let me help you. Thank you. So she's getting it all to where I can understand what in the world I'm doing. I got 90% of the stuff done on the tablet, but then I have to reset a password for one of my many YouTube emails, and I tried too many times, so I just have to reset the whole thing today. Then I gotta download the charts, and then I already have my Ever Moment. No, it's not. Hunnikin? That one begins with an H. Hunnikin? I have it in the cart, rest to go. So yeah. I'm excited about doing it. The one thing I am going to have though is a way to incorporate. I got to see the size of the tablet. Okay, let me see if I can get this out. I got to find an arm or something that will fit the size of the tablet. Then it's got to be able to hook to the board to where I can swing it in front of me so I can see the section that I'm working on and just be able to just do this. Because I am going to be using Pattern Keeper. So, yes. It feels so good to just flop diamonds on and not even really have to think. This is amazing. Trying to think of a topic today. Brain doesn't really want to. I'll be honest. So I'm going to leave this up to you guys. Yes. The spotlight is on you, girls and guys. I've told you some things about my life. Some nonsense stuff, some wonderful, deep, emotional stuff. But do you have any questions for me? If they're not too over the top, I will answer them. But I will reserve the right not to answer if it's too private. But I tell you guys pretty much everything, so. So how about it? You've been up since 3. I got really tired and I dozed off at a reasonable time, and I'm like, okay, getting really tired. This is going to be a reasonable night. I dozed off for about 20 minutes, and then my body was like, hello, Clarice. Good morning. You've had 20 minutes of sleep. But I did doze back off. I had to doze off sometime because Tom woke me up to take my medicine. And then I kind of just throw him everything, glasses, controller, anything that I had, and took my medicine, and I went to sleep, and then woke up at noon. So I did get some sleep. It's just, you know, when it's restless sleep, it really stinks. Restless night last night. Even though it really wasn't a PTSD dream. It wasn't a PTSD dream, so I will take that. So yeah. We were probably up, yeah, we were up at the same time, Sam. We could have had a powwow. We could have had a V8. Oh, that's the sound that means something's going on in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's called snow. And I must say, thank you to Jamie and Mushy and all of my other Oklahomians and Arkansasians, whatever y'all call yourselves. This snow came from you guys. It came from your way. You had it yesterday. We've got it today. Tom did say some of the snow has been melting, like in the roads and stuff, but the yards are still they still got a lot. They're still kind of chunky. So if you do the math, in some parts of the yard, we have a mighty chunky Subway sandwich thick foot. And I'm sure you guys look after your sis and really wants her to have to enjoy a nice foot of something. 1 foot of something. But why snow? Why snow? Why do you have to give me? I mean, it could have been a sandwich, a Snickers bar, because you know at Christmas they have that candy by the foot stuff. Why snow? Why? Really? I thought you loved me. But it's okay. It's alright. It's alright. Tom is up north today. He's in Kokomo, which up north is oddly enough the place that usually gets a lot of snow and hasn't. Go figure. It's like all the snow is coming from the west and the southwest. Nothing's coming down from the north. You guys are lucky. You guys are supposed to enjoy having this snow, right? Don't you guys like cold and snow? You live up there. Don't y'all like it? Used to it? Well, you know what? We're the land of corn and race cars. And some soybeans. We don't like snow. How can we get our race cars out in the snow? Room, plat. just bogs down our engines. Really? Oh. Yeah, see. Yeah, you're getting the tail of it. We're getting we're smack dab. It's covering like the whole state. The whole state is getting something, I think. It's just the totals that are not sure of, but I think we're in the 2 to 4 inch range. And we just had 7. And the other day we had like 2. So actually, it's a baker's foot. It's a baker's foot. It's going to be like 13 inches. But luckily, they're cleaning. The roads aren't so bad. It's just yards, driveways, chaos. At this point in time, I'm like, can we just have a flamethrower? Can we just melt all this? Make it go away. Oh, yeah. So far you have a dusting. Oh, we have, like, it's accumulation here. I looked and it looks like someone is just going with the powdered sugar. Yeah. Sorry for my sniffles. My thing is I really can't take much due to the medicines I take. So I've got an allergy pill I can take, and I've got a nose spray I can take. And then the rest of the time, you're on your own. I'm like, I would love to take some cold medicine, but that's not in my cards. It's not in my future. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'll see if I can answer them. It doesn't have to be diamond painted relating. It can be pretty much anything. I'm leaving it open to interpretation. I gotta fix this. This is annoying. I got out 3 jars because I'm thinking I'm going to end up using 3 jars today. Let's see if I do. Yeah, I watched Jamie do some her heaven and earth designs an older cross stitch pattern. I watched her work on the look like a fox last night for a little bit. Then I got caught up with Mars things. Poor little Peaches. Now I can't sing the Peaches song. Because every time I hear the Peaches song, I will be sad. And then Miss Lorna is doing a little bit better today. We had a little bit of the spoop yesterday when she had to go and get her stitches and everything tended to. But she's okie dokie artichokey now. Yeah, I am very open and I try to be. Of course, there's some things that are private, but I try to be open and honest. I try. All right, let me work on this little color block so I can start shuffling stuff down. I did say I was going to give a little bit of color to you guys. Just a little bit. Just a touch. A little kiss. Okay. Pardon my nose. Okay. Put some green down. The floral colors, amazing. I'm going to have another tray into my toolbox here. Because, yes, I do have a toolbox. And then, of course, this color is going to be the same color as the tray. It's just an itty bitty little Bella art tray. This one is actually Tom's. Oh yeah, I got my behind the scenes almost done. I'll do my email, my other email today, and then I should be good and ready to download charts and move stuffy stuff over and yeah, I've just been watching other people so I know kind of what I'm doing. Making sure I see the way things can go right, the way things can go wrong, the chaos. I plan on working on it very slow. Like, most people will do like 3 by 3 or 3x6. I probably will only do it 2x2, or you know what I mean, just till I get used to it. And then once I feel comfortable, oh, it's not, well, darn it. Once I get comfortable with it, where I feel like, okay, I got it, it's down, we're good, let's go, then I will film it and then try to do a square size comparable to however long I want to go that day. But I'm going to start out doing it behind the scenes, as I've never done a cross stitch conversion before. So you guys may not see the very beginning, but I won't be doing that big of a square section at a time until I get the hang of it. So that way, if I have a total train wreck the first couple times, I can scrape off and redo it. Yeah. But last night I had a dream that I was about ready to graduate, which I do have a PTSD dream about that. Even though I know, you know, maybe it was because I was sick a lot and I had fears, and then fears I wouldn't graduate, and then they gave me early medical release because I was allergic to the school building. Yes, I was allergic to the school building. They were recycling pool air in the upstairs math hallway. And yeah, no, you can't do that when someone who is allergic to mold. So yes, I got a 2-hour release, or like I only had to go to school to do what I had to do to graduate. And that was 2 classes, and then I got to go home and lay down and sleep because that's what I wanted to do, because I had mono. So yeah. So yeah, okay. Not being able to graduate. Okay. Guess that's a teeny tiny bit of PTSD. A little. But that wasn't what the dream was about. The dream was I was back in elementary school, 4th grade. Which actually no. Yeah, 4th grade. And in my dream, my teacher wasn't my actual teacher, which kind of was weird to begin with. And so I'm just trying to find a certain letter. G. Okay. And like I wasn't allowed to graduate because I didn't pass 4th grade English. Oh, awesome. That is so sweet. Hopefully she loves Tom and Jerry and having a good time. Oh. I'm glad she's up and feeling like giggling. But they wasn't going to let me graduate because I didn't pass 4th grade English. And I'm like, what? That doesn't matter. But yes, I mean, they were determined. Until I passed 4th grade English, I wasn't going to graduate. And I was so upset. So I went and told my parents, and they went storming down to the school. And the teacher's like, yeah, she's got to pass it or she's not going to graduate. And I'm like, but you weren't even my 4th grade teacher. How do you know? You were a 3rd grade teacher, not a 4th grade teacher, and you wasn't even mine. What? Well, the principal said, no, 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 no. She's going to graduate. I'm going to pass her. She's fine. Because he went back and realized that I did do all my homework. I did do everything. The teacher just messed it up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah. I almost didn't graduate from high school because of a 4th grade English class. That was my dream of last night. Well, one of my dreams. I don't know if I can remember the other one. Because I usually, whenever, like if I wake up, sometimes I'll go right back into that dream and sometimes I don't. It just depends. All right, let's scooty scoot this down. Chuggy, 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 chuggy. Chuggy, 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 chuggy. Well, the outline, the black is coming along quicker than I thought. I've already been doing 31 minutes. All right. Yeah, it was stinky, all right. It was a pew-pew, all right. And not a pew-pew, pew-pew, but a pew-pew, stanky pew-pew. An ew-pew. So. So hopefully everyone else had a better sleep than what I did. I did watch a little bit of fails last night. But this time it was cooking fails. Oh my good gravy Marie. Some of these cooking fails. Some people actually melted the pot. The aluminum bottle, copper bottom Revereware pots. They burn a hole in those. It's like, how long did it cook with no water? Did you like cook it 24 hours? Didn't you not smell that? And to the person that cooked caramel over the stove for 12 hours because they fell asleep. Why? Why? Why are you destroying sugar like that? Sugar is our friends, boys and girls. Don't hate the sugar. It was like charcoal. They made charcoal. And then the amount of people that put like pizzas on cutting boards, plastic cutting boards, or don't take the plastic off of the pizza and they just throw them in. Oh, we need the ultimate of police, cooking police, the Gordon Ramsay inspired police. If you come home and you are intoxicated, with whatever chemical you decide to intoxicate yourself with, don't come home and cook. You're gonna fall asleep and you're gonna forget that. And then Tom finally seen my example of what not to do with a pressure cooker. Because I was giving him directions, not an Instapot, an actual 1950s, 60s pressure cooker with the little jiggly on the top. I told him, whatever you do, don't shake that Like you're making popcorn, don't just listen for the jiggle. If the jiggle stops, turn it down. Or if it jiggles too much, turn it down. If it stops jiggling, turn it up just a tiny bit. You got to babysit you have to babysit it because it will go boom. And I think he thought I was kidding about pressure cooker explosions. And then there was one that was a fail that showed what it could happen. And he went, oh. Yeah. It's real, folks. So, pressure cookers, not Instant Pots, but pressure cookers, like what your grandma cooked with, are not for the faint of heart. They can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So if you are of a weak cooking nature, which means if you are timid of cooking, don't use a crock pot. Crock pots go boom. But they got a great kitchen remodel out of it. So there is that. Then there was one that person was making. It was either hot chocolate. I think it may have been tea. It's either hot chocolate, tea, something that didn't have to be brewed. Hi, Stephanie. Something that didn't have to be brewed. And they put it in a glass cup. I don't mean a mug, because there are glass coffee mugs and stuff, and they work wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about like just like a glass. They put it on the hot stove burner, made their coffee and or tea. Coffee or hot chocolate. There was no tea bags. Then they decided pour the water so it's hot on the bottom, right? Hot getting poured in, right? Let's throw in some ice for good measurement. Can you imagine what happened? It was like Mardi Gras and confetti and necklaces being thrown. There was glass everywhere. So, boys and girls, don't do that. Use cups that are coffee cups. Part 2. Don't put them on a hot burner where you just got the tea kettle of water on. And for the love of your drinks that you want to be iced, don't put ice in it. I think they're going live at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific. So that would be 6 Mountain, 7 Central. I had to like think about the map in my brain. You guys just seen my brain work. So yeah, depending on where you are, 5, 6, 7, or 8. I know I'm excited about it. I'm ready. In my little cocoon of wonderfulness because I have got flannel sheets, a blanket, a flannel decorative blanket kind of thing. It's real thin, but you know, it matches the, you know what I'm trying to say. The lighter blanket that matches is like the comforter kind of thing. So I've got that plus another fleece blanket. So I have got a total of 3 blankets, 2 of them be fleece, and flannel sheets. So I'm not cold. Only when I get out am I cold. Why? Let me scratch said pate. I give it a little scratch. Tell it to wake up. Wake up, Putty. Wake up and be pretty and useful for me. Yeah, my brain is fried. I'm singing to Putty. Yeah. Yeah. You're in Michigan? Mississippi, Michigan. I think that's Am I? Is that Michigan? If you're Michigan, you're Eastern. You're the same time frame as me, and that's 8. Yeah, it's been a long time since geography class. I know the states. I know where they are. I just don't know their postal initials, not all of them. And there's so many freaking M's. The art that putty, that putty? Yes, and I love it. I love the art dot putty. Yeah, if it's Michigan, you're Eastern. So it'll be 8 o'clock. Because I think if I remember correctly, like from childhood, doesn't Central start in Illinois? Through Missouri. I think Missouri is Central as well. I think. After that, I have no idea. Mountains are in mountain. I do know that. So if you got a mountain afoot, and you're a mountain time. Oh, we got the sneezer in the house. Hello, Jimmy. Oh, got a sneezers. You got the sneezers right now. You got the sneezers. Oh. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Missouri is Central Time. That's horrible that people hack. They have to make, what they need to do is make the punishment harder for hackers. So if you get caught hacking, the punishment is severe. And he'll kind of tell people not to do it. I mean, like, okay, if you have a child that you know is going to burn themselves, and you don't want the child to burn themselves, are you just going to say, hey, stop? Or are you going to get up in there and you're going to get right in their face and say no, or tap their hand, or shout out or something? You're going to do something that's kind of like, oh, you know, to show them that that's dangerous. Don't do that. It's bad. You'll get hurt. So I think sometimes with crime, we just need to show them, hey, this guy or girl did this, and look what they got. You want to try us? See what we give you? And if you make it bad enough, people won't want to do it. Just think of the worst punishment that you can think of, and then have them do that. And that should be with anything, Start making crimes be, yeah. Because I know there's some countries that you don't want to get it. Like Japan, even though Japan is like there was a Westerner that got trouble in Japan, and they allowed him to video what life is like in Japan. Sorry, I gotta move stuff down. I've already got all this done, so. Yeah. Like Japan, if you do something really bad, like really bad, okay, you have to go in. They monitor you to the exact minute, and you cannot be a minute late. They tell you when to put your shoes on, socks on, pants on, brush your teeth, how long to brush your teeth, when to eat, when to stop eating, when to put your You literally are told from the moment you get up that you have a certain time limit to do all of your necessities. When I mean strict, I mean strict. Now they eat pretty decent though there. But yes, and then you work. And before work, you have to exercise. You have to do exactly what they say, the way they say it, how they say it. When I mean it's strict, it be strict. And this guy said, I think he was like French or British. No, it wasn't British, because he had a foreign language. French or German. And he hated it, because they only had like, what did he say? 20 minutes a day where he could just do what he wanted to do. And even then, they gave him the options of what to do. He couldn't choose it on his own. And then if you do something really bad, like if you hurt someone or unalive someone, they have you make out a will, write letters. And this is how big of a mental you-know-what this is. They have you get your affairs in order. And then they don't tell you when. It's just they'll walk up and say, "Let's go. It's time to unalive you." You don't know. You're prepared. You've done everything you need to do to get your affairs in order. They don't tell you when. In fact, no one has ever come out of that room unalive to tell everybody what it's like. I'm like, ooh, okay, Japan, I got you. I'm gonna be on my best behavior when I come visit you. Because you don't know what you're gonna get. And they were trying to get this guy out so he could come to his country and get a lesser sentence. And, like, Japan was like, no. He messed up here. He's gonna serve his time here. Yeah. So don't mess up in Japan, boys and girls. Because they are uberly strict. So strict that they said that it's almost like psychological punishment. So yeah, like uber strict. And then there's a place, gosh, and it was here, where the guy that runs the prison makes people stay outside in the heat in tents. They live in tents. Yeah. Uber strict. And they can only have so much water for so long. So many times a day. Yeah. And then they work in the sun. And I wish I could remember what prison that was. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. Hi, Janet. They call it Tent City. Let me see where Tent City is, because I was just like, whoa. That warden, is it a warden? Is that what they call the guy? Warden? But yeah, they call it Tent City. And they do hard labor for the ones, Tent City. It's Arizona. It was in Arizona State Prison in Florence, Arizona. It remains in use. The final prisoner transport out of the Tent City jail occurred October 7th, 2017. But another tent city, this one maintained in Arizona State Prison Complex in Florence, remains in use. So Arizona, don't mess in Arizona. And I was like, man, that's what needs. I guarantee you. The, what is that? Where they take the kids that are unruly and take them to prison. What is that called? Anybody know? For the life of me, I can't think of what it's called right now. And it's right there on the tip of my tongue. Let me just go quiet real quick. Can I remember it? No. Arizona. Yep. You're going to get fried from the sun. Not from old Sparky. Big Sparky in the sun. And they say that, like, they tell you, you better stay hydrated and you better do what you're going to do and keep yourself shaded, because if you get heat stroke, next day you're going to work. You don't get to rest. I'm like, dang! Arizona! What is that show where they take, yes, juvenile detention. Is that the name of it? Where they take the kids and put them in the jails to see what it was like? Can you imagine somebody taking a child to that one? Maybe that's where they need to take these people. Not where there's cushy air conditioning and you have walls and you're not using the bathroom in a porta potty. I think maybe would, you know, if they have that, I think that would straighten some kids up. It'd straighten me up for sure. I wouldn't want to do it. I'd be like, no, thank you. Hard pass. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be nice. I'll be good. And I think there was, if I remember right, in that special, they were doing like walking the streets, picking up trash and stuff in the heat. It was like 120-degree heat. It's scared straight. Yes. They need to scare straight some kids in Arizona. No TV, no chance to get your tea kettle and have you a cup of tea, and no. One guy tried to escape from Tent City. And they said, if anybody tries to escape, we're going to shoot you. Pew pew you. And then one tried to escape when they were doing the trash detail. When he went back to Tent City, they didn't have solitary confinement. Oh no, that would be too easy, he said. Their solitary confinement is handcuffing you to your bed. And you don't get to go out for anything except work. And they bring you drinks. And they only give you so long. I mean, they have really harsh. I'm like, dang. All right. I know. I don't even know if I even want to go to Arizona. People driving through Arizona, you better be 5 under because I'm not going to Tent City, man. Oh, heck to the no. And everybody's like talking to this warden. Do you think you're being so harsh? Do you think this is wrong? Whatever. And he goes, well, they shouldn't have gotten in a place to be messed up. They gotta. And I think he used to be in the military. So he's like, I had to do this stuff in the military and I didn't even do anything wrong. They can do it. Like, dang. Okay. I see what Mr. Warden is picking up. Or putting down. I pick up what Mr. Warden's putting down. I got it. So, yes. Scared straight in Arizona. Yeah. I think it is scared straight. I think it is. That sounds like something that is right. So let me ask you this. If you had a family member that did something and it was wrong, obviously you would want them to learn their lesson, right? So they wouldn't do it again. If you had a child over the age of 21, I'm not even talking about teenage, I'm talking about just over 21, and they do something like steal a car or with someone in it, kidnapping, something, yeah, more than a slap, okay? Would you want them to go to Tent City to learn their lesson? Or would you rather them go just to a one that's got like, oh, he can have tea and coffee in a cell, and he can, if he doesn't like the slop, they can eat ramen, and you can have this and that and a TV. Would you want your family member to have all of those necessities? Or do you want them to learn their lesson and get in 120-degree heat so they didn't make that same mistake again? What would you guys want? What would you guys want? Oh, that would be great. I know it's on YouTube. And some of these kids, I'm like, I'm rooting for the people in the jail. Some of these kids, let me tell you. I'm like, get him, get right in their face, yell, scream. Yeah, scare these kids. Because if you're going to make a program, you know, and the people in jail want to help to keep kids from making the mistakes they made, and they're all for it, and they agree they won't physically hurt them, but just like give them a good scaring, wouldn't you want it to work? If I was a mama or a daddy, one of them, I'd be like, sir, keep him overnight. What? Just one day? I need a break. Keep him overnight. Let mama have a month. Right, right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But, you know, the consequences, you got to have consequences. And I don't think the consequences right now are working. Our jails here are full. They're letting people out just doing like minor things like getting pulled over with substances that you can't buy at a pharmacy. You know, or maybe having sped and having other things that may not be like having misdemeanors and felonies and all of that, and they're like, oh, it's okay, we're full, so you go, but don't get in trouble anymore. No. Arizona, you go. I mean, but did you guys, think about this. You guys know my feelings of if you are busted and you're caught in the act and they have sufficient, overly sufficient, like everywhere you touched had your DNA, and DNA was at your home, and you know you're busted. They physically seen you put down the pew pew. There was no way out of it. You were the guilt. Um, should they be allowed to appeal for 17 freaking years and use our tax dollars? Should we send them to Texas to the express lane? You know, and that's one of the reasons why I have such a hard time with doing jury duty, is because they'll say, oh, are you related to any police officers? Yes. Do you believe police officers can be wrong? Yes, they can. No one's perfect. Do you believe that if it's a first offense, they should get off easy? No. If they mess up, they mess up, they mess up. Because if you did it and they caught you doing it and you were dumb enough to get caught doing it, then you should be reprimanded for doing it. And the higher the crime, the higher the time. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel. I guess I'm like, teach them a lesson so they don't do it again. Right. Yes. But if, like, okay, say you're at a crime scene and you left a mask and your hair was in it. You left fingerprints. Okay, say you sneezed and left DNA on a table. So they've got your hair, they've got your fingerprints, they've got your DNA from sneezing. Say you left a shell and it matched your gun, your pew pew. And then they caught you running out of the building as they were pulling up. And people got descriptions of you and people seen you, and there was like 20 eyewitnesses. Why should you be on appeal for 17 years? Am I wrong for thinking this? And I know there's some people that are like, there is a show, and he is a British, and he's an African American British gentleman, very prim, proper, and very intelligent, and does wonderful documentaries. And he was talking to people on death row, and like, some were like, yeah, I did it and I don't care. And some were like, no, I didn't do it, I'm innocent. And there was this one guy who said, yes, I did it. Yes, I'm guilty. Yes, I admit, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go now. I've exhausted my appeals. I'm ready. Why waste more money on me? Let's go. And that was like a while back. I don't even know if they've actually done his sentence yet. But he was like, let's go. I'm ready. No. And I think in that instance, if they've forgiven themselves, they're ready to accept their fate. They're ready for their punishment. Their appeals are maxed. And they've accepted it. Why hold them? They've accepted their fate and they're ready. They're ready for their karma. Why hold them? Hi, Carrie. We've traveled into a different kind of. We're in a kind of a different pool of water right now. We won't be in here forever, but I just am curious about how, you know, I see other countries, and you can go online and you can see documentaries of prisons of other countries, and boy, oh boy, they got it good here. But if someone is willing and ready, why waste tax dollars money? Just let them go. So, yeah, I don't know. But I know one thing. You don't want to be in Russia. Oh, Russia's not nice. But yeah, I watch stuff. See, I see, this is something you didn't know about me that I am letting you guys know. I watch prison documentaries all over the world. And there's some. Yeah. Remember when everybody got up in an uproar because a kid got caned? And he graffitied and he got caned? He got lucky that he only got that. Is there some places that's the courthouse square? So that was just my little tangent that I yeah. Don't mess up. Try to do the right things. His punishments are bad if you go out of the state or out of the United States. Punishments are bad. And if you go to Arizona, man, find your P's and Q's. Let me tell you, you make sure your pints and quarts are watched over. Did you guys know what that is? What that means? Mind your P's and Q's, or your pints and your quarts. when you were at a bar and there was something going on, you just mind your P's and Q's. You mind your pints and quarts. Basically, it means to, yeah, you watch your own. So, what about where you're at? Hi, Stephanie. What about where you're at? Does your state do anything specific or anything when there's crime? We used to have a girls and a boys for younger. Now it's women's, and like when the men are ready to transfer. But we used to have a boys prison and a girls prison a long time ago, because Mr. Mike Tyson was in the prison in Plainfield. And I'm trying to think who else has been in our jails. I think really that's the only really famous that I know of, maybe. No, John Dillinger was in our, but he was from here. But yeah, John Dillinger was in our jail. Yeah. Is there anything your state is known for when it comes to jail? Ours is a lot of drinking. Because obviously the race and drunk tanks and stuff. And during the months of the races, it gets pretty full in there. But we do have a mean prison. It's a federal prison. It's called Pendleton. You don't mess around in Pendleton. In fact, there was a standoff there. And they very unalived some workers there, and but the warden at ours was in the military. I think he was a Marine. And when he came, I think everybody thought, oh, he's short, he's little, he's not going to be any problem. And then he started barking, and then people are like, ooh, problem. So that was taken over, and there was a little bit of hostage negotiations and stuff. But, you know, that warden got himself pretty, he got his point across. And I don't think there's too much happening in Pendleton now. I think everybody's pretty much minding themselves. It hasn't been on TV or anything recently. So yeah, we have. But see, we're Hoosiers. We're crazy. We're firm. You don't mess around too much around here. But we've got very nice police officers. I've made friends with a few living in this neighborhood. How are the police officers where you are? Are they nice? Are they booger heads? We got some nice ones. Considering the last 3 times I got pulled over, I just got warnings because, well, one was because I was driving in an area that I didn't know, and it was dark and there was no lights because it was country. And I'm like, I'm trying. He goes, you're driving under the speed limit. You're driving safe. That's why I pulled you over, because you're not doing the speed limit. And I'm worried that maybe there's something medically wrong. And I'm like, no, I just don't know the back roads here. You know, we're camping, and He's like, okay, okay, we'll just go real slow, try to keep it in the lines. And he followed me for a while, you know, so behind me kind of close, so I have some more light. And then one guy got me because I had the plates in the window and not on the actual where it's supposed to be because a bolt broke. And I told him, well, I got to go get it fixed. And this just happened a couple days ago and I haven't had a chance to go because I've not been well. And he's like, okay, well, just a warning. Just make sure you fix it. And then Tom fixed it that night. So nothing like dangerous or anything. But things happened. And they were luckily nice enough to say, okay, let me help you. Really? Oh, you're from Kentucky? Mm. There's some areas of Indiana that drugs are a problem. A big problem. Especially in this neighborhood, which they're aware. They're aware. Nothing like going out to go and sit on your swing and you smell skunk and you know that skunk isn't an animal and you're like, really? I can't even sit outside. This is horrible. But they've been trying to do busts, but nothing has ever been found conveniently when they go to do their bust. Go figure. All right, I gotta switcheroo this. Do a little switcheroo here. So that way I can set this up here. All right. Okay. Still feeling okay enough that I'm going to do a little bit more. But I am sweating and chilling, so I probably have a fever. I'm hot and cold at the same time. So I'm cold, but yet I have sweat pouring down my back. So I think maybe it's finally going to come to an agreement that, yeah, we're officially going to make you officially sick. But I took some Tylenol, so let's see about up here. Okay. Oh, really? So Canada's not even safe. New Jersey. For those people that live in a place where it is legal to have a little puffy puff. Has the problem calmed down since it's legal, or did it only just make the problem worse? Because, I mean, here, it's really obvious what people are doing in their cars. And then they go into a store, and I'm like, okay, guys, what if there was a police officer in the store and they smelled you? Is it worth the risk to do that in your car and then walk in? Because it's really obvious, really, what you've done. Which is not me to say anything. I'm not going to judge. I'm not a judger. It's your life. You do whatever you want. Who am I? But I'm just kind of like, dude, want to get busted? So are people more out in the open with it, or people like, okay, yeah, we can do it, no big deal, I'm over it. Because I wonder sometimes if it's not that I'm doing something naughty and I bet I don't get caught kind of thing. So I'm curious, those where it's legal, is it like a big deal, or has the ooh, I'm not gonna get busted kind of made it to where it's not as cool to do something like that? I'm curious. Made it better. Okay. Okay. Because like, hi. Because like here, people act like it's no big deal and they're gonna do it and they don't care if they get busted. And I'm kind of like, okay, well, that's big talk. But will it still be a big deal if they make it illegal? Which, me personally, if you're not gonna, if they make it to where you can't drive doing it, and it's legally grown where you know it's safe, there's nothing crazy in it, and it can be taxed and use that tax money to pay for something like schools or roads or whatever, just do it. Just let it go. Let it be legal, and take that money and use it for something good, but don't drive with it. There has to be a stipulation, because it is still altering. But yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, just that's like with moonshine. They've started making that, and they tax it and it goes for things. So it's like, it's okay. Right. And they don't care. They don't care here. They're just going to do it regardless. So if everybody's already in that mindset that they're going to do it regardless, so your threats aren't working, then just make it a benefit for everybody. You know, let it be a benefit, tax it, make sure it's clean so no one's getting hurt. No one's no one is blending it, or whatever you want to call that, with something dangerous. Just, yeah, and just tax it. I mean, they do alcohol. Alcohol is taxed, and they make sure it's clean and there's nothing in it bad, or so. And alcohol can do just as much damage as anything else. You can drive it and get a DUI with alcohol. So just, yeah, just don't do it while you're driving, and let us use your tax dollar money. Because trust me, Indiana, we have horrible roads. Our schools aren't great. We could use some tax dollars. We need some tax dollars. And like here, even if you have medicinal marijuana and you have a card and it shows that, yeah, medicinal, they can still bust you here. Even if it's medicinal and you can prove it, you can still get in trouble. They don't care. It is what it is, and there's no excuse. That's how they look at it here. Or that's how they did last time that conversation come up. And I can't imagine they changed it. And I mean, they've already made it to where you can get pens, like if you're vaping. And it's like, if they're allowing that, they're allowing oils. Just come on already. That's like saying, okay, we will let you have a shot glass of moonshine. Just a shot glass, though. So you just gotta do baby sips. No, just... Just don't be under the influence when you're driving. Do that crap when you get home. Or in a residence or something. Just don't drive with it. It's like you can get pens, but you can't get, and you can get, obviously CBD oil is just not, like, it's not that. It doesn't have the chemicals in it. But you have to go to Illinois to get an edible. It makes no sense. Indiana, you're weird. You're weird, Indiana. It's weird. I talk about weird topics. You never know what my brain is just going to chug a lug and then I was like, oh, there's this I can talk about. Thud. And if you guys do that, that's great. More power to you. I tried a gummy once and it didn't do anything to me, and everybody's just looking at me like, how are you feeling? Nothing. And like even the doctor was like, you didn't feel anything? No, because me and my doctor were buddies. I can talk to him about anything. And he goes, wow, okay, well, that changes the course of how treatment's going to go. Yeah, it is. Because, like, he mentioned that as a course option of treatment. And I'm like, he goes, well, I already know you can't, painkillers isn't an option. And obviously, I wouldn't recommend drinking because that's going to hurt yourself. So, yeah, we don't have much options for you anymore. If medicinal isn't going to help, nope. So, yeah. But like drinking around here, our police officers are used to that. Because at race time, you see somebody in the middle of the field and they don't want to wake up. Well, just take them to the drunk tank. Let them sleep it off. Let them out. It's fine. Because with all the races we have here, yeah, there's always, our drunk tanks are busy. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm starting to wind down, but I want to get through this. I want to get through this little bit. Oh, I'm getting tired. I don't want to push myself either. It's been an hour and a half. Yeah. Well, I'm not supposed to drink it because of my throat. So, yeah, I don't. If it's something like if somebody goes, "Oh, this is good," I might take a sip just to say I've tried it. But yeah, to have a drink and drink a whole drink, no, not anymore. I have my Indy 500 tradition with my brother where I get a bottle or a drink of something. I take a sip anytime anybody wrecks or anything. We have a weird tradition. And then usually I've only drunk half of it. So no, I'm not a big drinker. Oh, it was good talking to you, Stephanie. Thank goodness for color blocking. There's some little hits and misses of W's around, but thank goodness for color blocking. Oh, Blizzard is singing the song of his people. Oh, he's in the potty and singing the song of his people. I would love to put a comic on the wall to where it looks like they're reading a paper. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. Let's see. Do I have idea? Oh, that's 9,300. Looking to see if I have another 310 that I can fill. Oh, I don't. Okay, so I'll have to fill this pot up. I thought I was going to use 2 whole pots, but I didn't. And there's static in them. Alright, time to use my finger. Yeah, I know I want to do a lot of resting today because I'm going to go on Mara's live tomorrow. And I may play catch up since I have 2 paintings that the whole row is not finished. So instead of kitting up, I may get myself caught up on finishing those 2 rows on the painting. So guys will have to come over, catch it. I'll put a link to it, or she will, one of us put a link to it so you guys can see me finish working the 2, and then maybe keep working on this. I did that last time. Let's do some S's. Just kind of get myself caught up. So I've got 2 paintings that the rows are not completely done. Oh yeah. I know Tom's got to get up early in the morning to do a safety driving thing. It's all company wide. And you just do a safety training driving thingy majiggy. Like, oh boy, lucky you. I'm gonna be at home sleep. So he'll be getting home by the time I'm waking up. So he will be able to tell us how to be safe while driving. Yay! It's a sad day for someone. Yeah. I know Mara's having a rough day. I know she's having a rough day. Yeah. from what that she had said, I had had a cat that had a brain tumor, and they did surgery and he lived another year, but it was very familiar, and I'm just kind of like, ooh, you know, making the oh no sounds. And she was messaging me, and I'm like, oh no, 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 not Peaches. But yep. But you know, diabetes in cats is so hard on them. And then add a heart murmur on the boot, and the poor thing can only take so much. Really, can only take so much. And so he's in a much better place. And I know that doesn't give any solace. I know that. I'm aware. But sometimes you just have to look that way. Especially, you know, it's hard because everybody takes grief differently. It is. So a lot of times you don't know what to say to them. You don't. Other than just what helps you get through, the knowledge you use. And as long as you don't say it in a snotty way, and you're just coming from a place of, okay, this is the only way I know is just to be a friend and say I'm sorry, and yeah, but in my heart, he's gotta be better because he's not suffering anymore. That's just me. That's the way I look at things. And not everybody looks the same way at that. That's why I always say, regardless, if it's good or bad, regardless, it is going to be okay. It might be hard and it's going to hurt. But ultimately, next year, it's going to be okay. Regardless, it's going to be all right. We just all have to have that moment of it's not okay to grieve and get over, so we can have that it's okay. That's how I look at it. But I'm a type of person that in 1 year I lost 12 people, just like Philip in 1 year lost 12 people. And it was to the point I was like, I might as well just move into a funeral home. Can we just buy a funeral home? Because I'm tired of going in and out of these. Let's just live at one, and then let's just be done with this. And that was the way that I look at grief differently. Yeah. But regardless, as long as you know that not everybody grieves the way you do, that you can't push your grieving processes on them, all you can do is just be there and, be a friend, be whatever you are in that relationship to that person, and let them have their time, and tell them that it is okay to grieve. You're allowed to have that emotion, you're allowed to have that feeling. You just can't hurt yourself. That's when you got to step up and be more than a friend. You got to be like, yeah, dude, no, but you just give them a safe place to grieve and go through the grieving steps and let them know they're not alone, and that everything's all right. Okay. Yeah. I was at one funeral home when I found out another person died. So we literally, I was there for a showing, had the funeral. Next day went to another showing, had another funeral. I was only 11. 3 months before that, my grandfather died. So yeah, 11, 12 years old sucked. But I learned a lot about life at a very young age. And so, yeah. But you know, one thing that I learned, and I'll pass this on. If you have questions about something that most people would go, oh, that's morbid, or oh, that's this, that. How could you dare think about that? Blah, blah, blah. And I've heard that. Especially when it's a child. If they have questions or they have curiosities, or don't hide it from them. Say, okay, well, you want to know about this? Let's go. You know, for the longest time, I was always like so curious on how the people got there. Like, did caskets like float through walls? How did they get it in there? Because you look at the door and you're like, that's awful small. How do they float? Do they come down from the ceiling? You know, and it was a legitimate question, you know. And I'm like, so I marched, me being me, shouldn't be a surprise. I walked up to the funeral director and I said, you make I have a talk. I'm so confused because I knew my family, my brother probably would have, but the other people in my family would have been like, oh, how are you thinking like that? That's morbid. So I went up to one and I said, I am so confused and I need answers. And he goes, okay, sweetheart, what answer do you have? Or what do you need answered? What questions do you have? How does the casket get in the room? And he kind of chuckled a little bit. He goes, you know, that's a fair question. I bet not even some of the adults know how that happens. But you know what? I will show you. So we walked up behind the casket, and he showed me the accordion door. He goes, if you open this, it goes into the back, and then we can put in refrigeration. And he goes, you want to see? And I'm like, so he just like barely broke the seal. So I didn't see behind it, but he just barely broke the seal to where I could peek through and see that there was another part. It's like, okay. He goes, now is it kind of like bugging you? I'm like, nah, we're good. So, yeah. Yeah. All the kids around me knew that if they had a question, we were going to get answers because we didn't want that fear of what's behind there. What are they doing? You know? Yeah. If it's an easy question to answer, either to, you know, encourage them to go find the answer out, be brave and talk to another person, or go with them and say, okay, this is the question. Okay, ask your question. Okay, I'm going to be behind you. Now, you're going to get the answer to your question. Because sometimes not knowing, even if it's something that's innocent and it's not going to hurt them, but it builds fear, and especially in a child. Encourage them to ask questions. It doesn't mean though they're going to grow up morbid and, you know, serial axe swinger or anything. It was just a question. So me having the inquiring minds want to know question, I ask. They showed. Nobody was hurt. And that was one less fear I had. Okay. So they don't float from the ceiling. Okay, that's cool. All right. Now I learned something. Now I'm not so scared. So encourage the kiddos. Encourage. If you hear someone say, oh, I don't know about that, that's kind of, say, well, why don't you go get the answer? And then you don't have to be so unsure about it. Go get the answer. I mean, am I wrong for being curious and asking? Yes, obviously there's places they can't take you because of laws, but if you have a legitimate question and it's something that's spooking you or bothering you, ask. You'll get an answer. And a lot of times the spoopy funeral directors are really sweet people. I've met a few. Because trust me, they go through stresses too. So we've just been around town with this conversation today. I didn't even know what I wanted to talk about. I didn't even really want to think. I just wanted to throw stuff up here. Was there anything you guys thought about when you were kids and you were unsure to ask? Trying to think if there was anything else. The scariest ones is how come the hornets are in the old water well pump? That one was scary, especially after that because I got stung by so many bees. But they warned me, don't don't pump that old pump, you'll get stung. Well, I did because I didn't. How did they go in there? How did they get down there? That can't be right. Oh yeah, I learned it was right, all right. They do. They can. They did. So that probably was one I should have said. Can you clarify? Before I come over here and let curiosity get me, can you clarify how they get in there so I don't have to find out for myself? So yeah, anything like that. Anything as a child that you questioned. Really? Okay, Lola. Um, my parents really didn't have much choice. And I learned a lot going to funeral homes. I learned that everybody has emotions, and I learned that everybody is human. And sometimes the people that you never see hurt or cry or get angry can go through those emotions. You watch it, you see it, because grief is all of that. So you see people and you're like, oh, I thought they were this way, but no, they can act and do what I do. Wow, that's cool. So I did learn things. You know, I learned that it was appropriate for guys to cry. I've seen I've seen men cry. And I learned it wasn't bad to cry. Now, did I? No. Because I had someone once tell me, don't cry. They wouldn't want you to cry. Don't ever say that. Because it took 20 some years to finally cry it out. But I would see other people cry, and I'm like, okay, well, they can cry. So even though I'm not supposed to now, maybe one day it's okay if I do. And I did. It just took a long time. So I learned definitely be careful what you tell kids. Because sometimes they'll take it to heart. Oh, there you go, Sam. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to keep the magic alive. In my family, we were told that the minute you stop believing in the magic is gone. So I still believe. I always will believe. Because I don't want the magic to go. Because I'm going to have grandkids and I'm going to have grandkids. I'm going to have great nieces and nephews, so that magic can't go. It has to live. And we have a young one now. She's 5. So, yep, magic is real. And actually, it also makes us appreciate more. And I'll tell you why. Once magic was challenged, and you have a older brain, a brain that can think more, and you sit back and you realize the what's the word I'm looking for? The sacrifice that was made for the magic, especially when money is tight and stuff. But the sacrifices that were made for the magic to stay makes you kind of think differently about the elves. Hi, Verilyn. You know, you understand the Tooth Fairy came. That must have been a little bit challenging that week when things are a little tight. So it makes you look at the magic and realize there were some sacrifices for that magic. And you appreciate that magic more, if you know what I mean. I'm tiptoeing because we may have little kids listening. I never know. But magic is real, and sometimes those elves have to work really hard for that magic to be extra special and make sacrifices. So yeah, you look at things differently. And for me, it made me want to keep that magic going because it was my time to be the elf, my time to be the helper elf for the magic. Yeah, makes you think sometimes, or it did me. I'm a thinker. Can you guys see? Can you guys guess I'm a thinker? I think about things. Where other people are like, "Oh, I want the new Apple 27,000." I'm like, "Huh, the sacrifice that was made. That was amazing." Oh, the bicycle I got, ooh, that had to be kind of expensive at that. I wonder where they got that. Wonder where Santa had the extra funds hit up for that. And made me appreciate things more. So yeah, I'm a thinker. Sometimes it gets me in trouble though. Oh, the engineer of chaos is peeping, heading towards your last stop in Tipton. This is going to be a short one, engineer, because I feel like crap. That's why I've just been doing like black and just a tiny bit of color because if I had a fork, I would shove it in my arm because I feel like absolute crap. So I think tomorrow when Mara's on, I'm not going to dekit anything. I am just going to get caught up on the strips on the other two and then work on rows and just use her stream as another way for people to see, like I did last week. I think I'm just going to do that. And if anybody wants to see progression, they can just go on her channel. Yeah, my nose, I swear my nose feels like it's going to go crashing off my body and run down the street sliding. Ugh, and my head. That bugs me too right now is my head. And I got that blurry eye thing going on. Like I got goobers. I got boobers in my eyes. It's like that film. Blech. I got film. I got goober boobers. I cannot believe I said goober boobers. Yeah, I can. I can. I meant to say boogers, but it come out boobers. And I'm in layers, and my feet feel like ice cubes, and I've got very thick fluffy socks, flannel fluffy pants, long sleeve pajamas, a robe, a blanket, and I'm froze. But also sweating at the same time. Oh, and I have my robe on too. So yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow may be another brain numbing day where I just do background after I finish the rows. I just have to do backgrounds for the normal stream. Well, Tom will tell you. I have not been well since October. It seemed like every time I turned around, it was something else. And I was like, am I even going to be able to have the hernia surgery? I mean, I wasn't sure. But finally, like a couple days before the hernia surgery, everything stopped. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be able to have that. So I had that. And then that took a while. And then I got shingles. And then it went into brown Christmas, which there's that stomach thing going around. I think that's what I had. Then after that was over, now this upper crap. And so I just haven't had a moment where I was well for 3 months now. But when weather changes and you have a bad immune system, you know, every winter we go through this. Every winter, every season change. It's just now I have a platform for people to see that I'm got this. So I was like testing myself, saying, okay, you're going to get out of bed. I originally said, yes, I'm going to do the stream come hell or high water. I was going to do the stream. So then I got up and used the bathroom and I laid down. I'm like, ooh, my face feels like it's the size of a giant pumpkin. And then I'm like, it's all right. Suck it up, buttercup. Put that straw in your juice box and suck it. You know, I'm fine. And then I got up and I'm walking around some more and getting things set up. And I'm like, I could say no, but I don't want to say no. I'm already up and I've got OBS going and I've already got everything going. All right. So it's like baby stepping my way to sitting in the chair and going, yes, we're going to do something. So my final bribe to myself was, let's just do as much of the round that we can do. That's basically one color, maybe two or three, you know, not too many colors. Not like doing in here where there's a lot of colors. Like, let's just give myself a little bit more grace and say, okay, let's do tiny bits of color and more black so I can multitask. But the one thing is, the other two canvases don't have a lot left to do in their rows. And then I can always, if I'm still feeling kind of yucky, but yet don't want to, it's boring just laying in bed all day. I like to talk to people. I'm an introverted extrovert. I love people. I love to talk to people. I love to communicate with people. I just don't want to leave the house. If I have to leave the house, it better be to somebody's house I love very much. And I better be able to spend the night, unless it's Wyatt's house, and then that's only 5 minutes away. If I'm going somewhere, I better be able to spend the night, because I don't do so well yet with bumping in the vehicles and stuff. I'm still kind of not quite healed. And the last few days, even like last night, every time I tried to roll over on my side, it felt like someone was just pinching me as hard as humanly possible. And I'm like, ow, stop. So I don't know if that skin is still healing around the mesh or what, but not nice. So yeah, last night I wasn't very nice. I was really whiny and grumpy. Which I know you're probably stunned that I would be whiny and grumpy. I mean, me, the Chaos Queen, the conductor of the chaos. I was Grumpy McGrumpster Buffers. Okay, let's get in. There. Oh, nope, that's Rose. Nope, I gotta come up here. I've got 5 kits in this one tray. But I have them highlighted so I know which direction to go back. I almost messed up. So yeah. But I will take off all the layers except for my pajama. I'll take off the pajama bottoms and the socks and the robe, and I'll strip down to just my pajamas. And then I'll curl up in my mound of blankets. And 3 blankets, a flannel sheet, a dog and some cats. You know, turn on some YouTube and just turn my brain off for a little while and just chill. But I still have 2 families to see for Christmas that I haven't yet, and I'd really like to see them before New Year's. Or not New Year's, but before Valentine's Day. But at the rate I'm going, it ain't gonna happen. Come on. Get off of... Thank you. Nope. You have to stay there. You gotta go there. You gotta go there. Ha. But yeah, have you ever had one of those days it's like, can I find the most mind-numbing activity? And that's what I want to do, please. Just that. Just watching paint dry. John Lennon has a song, Watching the Wheels. That's this day. I'm just watching the wheels. All right, last drill. So let's do some rearranging here. So yeah, there's still three. There's still rows of 3, which is wonderful. Ugh, that's annoying. There's a tiny little... Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do that tiny little bit of just W's. It'll only take like a couple of minutes because it's all W's. And then the board will be a fabulous. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're just going to do it. Yeah. Let me do some rearranging of the board real quick. So we can do that tiny little square. I've got to move the board anyway. So we're just going to do it. Have you ever done that? Say, okay, I'm done. And then all of a sudden go, nope, change my mind. Not done. I'm going to do it. It's just that tiny little square right there. That'll only be like a sneeze. And then up there is all done. In fact, that's all I'm going to even, because I'll take it off the board. It's just going to be that. Just what we have to have. Okay, W's. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Gonna do it. We're going to get our multiplacer out. Hopefully it's only one width. Let's see. Oh, so close. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. Anybody have a topic they want to talk about while we're doing this last little bit? This W. Anything fun happening this weekend? I don't know if I said that or not. Fun things happening this weekend? Anybody want to come down to Indiana and shovel some snow and take it home with you? That would make me so happy. I'm a giving person. I will share with you the snow. This is a reason, right here is the reason why I like to put papers on the board. Because if it was just plastic and not papered, I'd be like, oh, well, we can go here, we can go here, we can go here, we can go here, and then I've done everything. Oh, thank you. Any idea where my cross stitch is? Ooh, it hit 40. Okay. Oh, thank you, Janet. Your cross stitch. Well, did somebody take it and holding it hostage? Will there need to be a hostage negotiation for your cross stitch? I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, but the odds of me being monetized, that's a later Wyatt problem. Not mine currently. If I was ever monetized, it would be one of those things where, okay, all these videos from this point to this point, you have to keep them non-monetized. You never know what chaos is in them. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't have that many people. Even though I got pretty good watch hours, which is good. I was surprised at that. And I don't even watch mine. I don't like the sound of my voice. No. I don't watch. I kind of just train wreck it and go. Anybody else like the sound of their voice on YouTube? Ow. My head hit the camera. My camera hit the head. No. Yeah. All right, Sam. Oh, you thought it was in your to-do box? Oh, you've lost it in your house. Okay. Sorry, I was reading that backwards. Well, maybe the pets. Do you have any pets? Maybe they're holding it. Maybe it is hidden with that, gosh, what is that? The socket? Is it the socket? The 10mm socket that all the men hold holy because everything fits it. And like if they lose it, like automotive work cannot happen. Is it a 10mm socket? Maybe the 10mm socket took it. Now it's going to get both the men and the women. The fight. Roar. Alright. Now I'm going to put 3 bees down. Then I'm done. You guys have to make sure I walk away from this because I'll be like, oh, I can just do this. No. My feet are cold. And I need to eat something because I haven't eaten anything either. I've had no appetite today, but I gotta make myself eat. And I gotta wake Philip up so he can go take Priscilla out. Alright. Done, done, done. I'm putting the pins in the tray. The tray on the diamonds. Closing the lid. Zippy, zippy, so nothing falls out. I'm grounding myself. I'm gonna put that tray up so I don't go, oh, well, there's a tray. I should do a little bit of work. No. No. I'm not. So let me widen this up. Now this is upside down, but yeah, there it is. You can see the raven's tail feathers. There it is. There it be. So with that, I'm going to get out of Dodge. I'm taking my socks off now as I speak. And I am going to go and wake up Philip, get me something to eat, go to potty, and be done. So, love you guys. Hugs and kisses. Bye.